Anahita, you know I was sort of on this woman's side to begin with. I was worried that it was just all mental illness. She seemed confused. She was confused the next day about what had happened. But when you hear what she was thinking and the horrible things she put down about her kids, it is really hard to imagine it to be I wouldn't think you'd want to defend this woman.
Well, I would defend her. I actually would, and I'll tell you why, Dr. Drew, because you only heard about some of the journal entries.
My God.
What? Oh, my God, in this Constitution, we provide every criminal defendant with the defense. Wow. Okay, Dr. Drew, here's the thing.
Some of the entries, I don't need to see anymore. That was about as bad as it could possibly be.
Okay, here's the thing, Dr. Drew. There's something called legal insanity, and that is a defense to a crime. In this particular case, I think she has strong claims that she was legally insane. She has a long history of mental illness going back 20 years. She was bipolar, schizophrenic, severely depressed. She was on medications. She was hospitalized numerous times for months at a time. These are facts that the defense is going to use to argue to the jurors that she wasn't in her right mind. And Dr. Drew, back to those, hold on, let me just address the journal entries and then I'll let you finish. So we heard the prosecution reading some of those journal entries to say, look, this was premeditated. She planned and plotted this. Well, surprise, surprise. The defense today read some other journal entries, Dr. Drew, and those journal entries seem to show someone that's not in her right mind. She's incoherent. She's talking about God wanting her children.
But Anahita, whose fault is that? It is hers. I have a lot of empathy for her substance abuse problem as well as her mental illness, but she would go off her meds. She would not go to counseling. She would blame her drinking on her daughter. She would blame her mental disorder on her husband.
I heard
Whether you going to have responsibility.
Anahita, hold on. Well, we're not in court right now. You're right. We're not in the courtroom right now. We're reacting to what we're seeing here, and it's pretty disgusting. Michelle, your thoughts?
I have no sympathy for this woman. Look, they can talk about that she's crying in court, that she's grinding her teeth. I don't care. She is a calculating murderer. They're trying to say that this woman is insane. She doesn't understand right from wrong. Yes, she does. She wrote in her journal an apology letter to her husband. When they arrested her, one of the first things she said is that this was one of the most terrible things she has ever done. She knows what she did. The reason why she did this is because she didn't have a good relationship with her children, and she thought her husband was going to divorce her, and I think this was an act of revenge. But the woman knew what she was doing, and she knew it was wrong.
It matters what she felt at the time, actually. So if at the end of the day she steps back and she realizes, oh my God, I did something wrong, that doesn't affect her legal insanity defense, Dr. Drew. It matters what she was thinking at the time she killed those kids.
But you as a lawyer know that legal insanity defense is one of the hardest, if not virtually impossible to prove in a court of law. And the fact that she wrote in her journal the apology means that she was not without the facilities to determine right or wrong. That's what to me.
Shagun, leave it right there. Anahita, we know where you stand on this. Here's where I stand. Bottom line is, I'm going to say the same thing I said last night. Please take care of yourself. If you have mental illness and you have things, if you have addiction, bipolar, whatever it might be, do the treatment, because if you reject treatment, you don't embrace treatment, if you don't follow through, whatever it might be, the outcomes can be really disastrous, and then God help you. Next.